Good morning, friends and family of YouTube. It's Travis again, and today we're going to be hiking Middle Prong Trail up to Indian Flats Falls. But before we get started, let me give you some directions on how to get here, and those are coming up right now. If you're driving from the Maryville-Alcoa area, you will pass through the city of Townsend. When you get to the Townsend Y, turn right going towards Cades Cove. You'll drive for less than 30 seconds and take your first left going towards Tremont Nature Institute. After about a 5-minute drive, you're going to pass the entrance to the Tremont Institute on your left, but you will continue to go straight. And the road will actually go from being paved and turn into gravel. You'll pass over a couple of these one-lane bridges, so just watch for oncoming traffic. And be aware that this, since this is a gravel road, there are quite a few potholes, so be careful. Here's the second of the one-lane bridges that you have to go across. So it's about another 10 minutes to get to this point, and there is quite a bit of parking throughout this area, but depending on when you get here, it could be crowded. So let's get parked and get situated. So the parking area is right there, and the trailhead starts as you go across this bridge. All right, welcome back. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna put the GoPro on my chest mount and we'll head that way. So before we go too far, I wanna come right down here, show you don't have to walk that far and you still get some awesome sights. And as you can tell, we've had a lot of rainfall lately and the water levels are absolutely incredible right now. Water. And there's the bridge that you go over to start the trail. Alright, so officially to get started, we will cross this bridge. I'll give you a couple of shots here. There's the downstream. And then here is the upstream. And the trailhead starts right up here. All right, so after you cross the bridge, you're gonna come up here to this little fork, and we're actually gonna bear to the left. We're doing Middle Prong Trail. So we'll go to the left there, but over to the right, and it's not marked, it looks like a little trail that just goes up along the water. That's actually Thunderhead Prong Quiet Walkway. It's a pretty neat little spot. If you can't walk a long distance, that's a good option to choose. It's only, I think, maybe 1.2 miles or something round trip, so that's pretty awesome. But we're gonna be doing the main trail today, so we're gonna head over here to the left. So the hike up to Indian Flats Falls, it's 4 miles up and then 4 miles back. So 8 miles round trip. Take about 4 hours probably, depending on your pace. But I did want to show you what's cool about this trail. You can actually hike it, you know, really as far as you want or as little as you want and still see some awesome views. They've got that little log bench to set on. And then look at that, that's a tremendous amount of water. That's the most I've ever seen coming over that particular fall. But this is just a good trail. There's lots of stuff to see. I'm gonna try to comprise this into a shorter video. We'll see how that goes. But let's continue on. So I gotta show you this spot right here. And you gotta be very careful because it's slick and steep. One false step make for a bad day. But just wanted to show you that. So there's a view. This was the waterfall we were looking at just a minute ago. Look at the amount of water. That's absolutely crazy. So this path follows the river for probably at least the first half of the trail. So you don't really have to walk that far, and you can still get some awesome views. Let me get up here where you can see this a little better. I just can't believe the amount of water that's coming down through here. This is absolutely crazy. Never seen this much water before. At this second set of log benches, this is what's known as Lynn Camp Falls. Never have I seen this much water on this particular part of the river. It's absolutely incredible. Well, as you can tell, this part of the trail is basically like hiking up a washed out riverbed. This is one of my favorite spots on this trail, and I think it's just because it feels like I'm exploring. It's just two large rocks leaning up against each other, but you get to feel like you're going through a cave. Reminds me of the movie Goonies for some reason. Oh, by the way, did I mention that the water levels are insanely high right now? All right, we'll continue on this way. So this is just water flowing into the river itself. So that's runoff going down through here. You got several places like that. That's what's causing the water level here to be so high. Just tons and tons of rain. And you can't forget about this little wooden bridge. This one, it looks like it's been here for a while. Another shot of the river here. But we will continue on. Well, now I guess I know why this looks like a washed out riverbed, because technically it is when we get large amounts of rainfall. So at about 2 miles in, you're gonna see this spot right here. There's not really a good landmark, so that's why I'm trying to show this greenery. Right now it's easy to see because it's in the wintertime. In the spring, summer, and fall, probably not so easy. But when you see this, you're getting close to our next stop up here. And it's actually right here. You'll see the little path off to the right, and it's gonna be easy to miss. Right now it's not, but I'm telling you, in the summer, this is overgrown and it's gonna be really, really tough. But one of my favorite spots again. Man, I've got so many favorites on this one, it's tough to choose one. But when you're up here, come up here and visit the old, I don't know if it's a Ford or Oldsmobile, but it's an old truck that got left behind from the logging days. And as you can see, it looks like the logs got their revenge and smashed this thing in half. But it is a pretty cool sight to be up here in the middle of the woods and to find something that's man-made that is still here. So, you know, another 50 years from now, this thing probably won't even exist. It'll be rusted out completely and disintegrated. But still an awesome sight, so I had to show that to you. All right, when you get to this point, you've gone 2.3 miles to get to the intersection here of Panther Creek. And I got to show you this real quick. You actually have to cross this to get over to the other side where the trail picks back up. And I would definitely not recommend that right now. The water level is way too high and it's got too many rapids in it. I have done it in the summer. You still have to take your boots off unless you just want, you know, soggy feet the entire time. But you can wade across. The water level's down much, much farther. But right now, there is no way I would recommend that. But you can see the trail picks up on the other side over there. So I did want to show you that, but let's get back up here. And we still got a ways to go to get up here to Indian Flats Falls. So let's try to knock that out as quickly as possible. And we also have a couple more sites on the way that I'll show you, which are still pretty cool. Rain may keep some hikers away, but not this guy. We're gonna continue on and hopefully this will clear up in a little bit by the time we get up to the waterfall. All right, when you get to this point, you'll see a couple of these trees that have been blown over. There's a little trail on your left. You can miss it, especially in the spring, summer, and fall when things are grown up. But just to show you, there's an old chimney back here and like a concrete foundation, like more concrete. So my guess is this would have been some kind of a building that they would have used back in the logging days. I don't really know what it is, but it's always kind of cool to see these old structures. So I just wanted to show you that. And as you can tell, the rain is getting a little harder, so hopefully it doesn't get too much worse. But we're gonna continue on. Water crossing, which typically isn't much of anything, but man, today, ooh, it's a little higher. Thank goodness for waterproof boots. Look at that. And here's another one, which like I said, normally these aren't that significant to cross, but they're a little bit more of a challenge today. Just a lot of water. Oh, and guess what? We got another bridge. I love them. Give you a shot real quick of what it looks like downstream. This water surging. And then here's the upstream. All right, well, we'll continue on. All right, so this is the part that you got to pay attention to, because the trail over to Indian Flats Falls is not marked. But when you're coming up the main trail and it widens in this curve, the trail will head off up that way, the main trail, but you're going to look for this rock wall right here, and you can see it better right now. The trail follows off here to the right, and this is the direction we want to go. It's only probably about a 2 or 3 minute hike to get to the waterfall, but in the spring, summer, and fall, when that's grown up, it's really tough to see. So anyway, we are almost there. So be aware, this trail gets a little dicey in a couple of places where, number one, you got to squeeze under some of these logs, and then we're going to hit some large rocks here in a minute, which normally aren't too bad, but man, as slick as it is today, ooh, one false step, you're going to need some ibuprofen. But I'll film this down through here, just so you can see what this looks like as you enter into the area. And it is still raining. It started to slow down a little bit. trying my best to keep this lens clean. Yeah, that's a lot of water. So normally you can walk way out into this, but definitely not today. I'm gonna try to get as close to the falls as I can without actually falling. But as you can see, a ton of water. And here in a minute, I'll see if I can work my way down. There's actually several tiers. There's like this one, another one, and a third one. I'll see if I can get a shot of that here in a minute. Alright, I am easing my way around here because this is slick. I'm not going to go too far for that very reason. There you can see, that's the second tier of the waterfall. The first one, let me see if I can get a little bit farther here. The third tier is right down there. So definitely a lot of water here today. Well, I worked my way down here to give you a shot of this. It's actually 4 tiers. This is number 4. That's 3. 2 up above. And you can't see the last one where we were originally. So 4 tiers here on Indian Flats Falls. So there's the main waterfall. And then on my way down to the other tiers, got this little insert. Not really a cave, but kind of a cool place. Here's one last shot. That's the entrance on the way in. That's what Indian Flats Falls looks like when you first get here. Pretty awesome sight. Alright, so that is Indian Flats Falls via the Middle Prong Trail. It's 8 miles round trip. Will take about 4 hours depending on your pace and how much time you want to spend here at the waterfall. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button. I'd also go ahead and ask that you hit the subscribe button. Doesn't cost anything. It'll just give you a notification the next time I publish another video. But until next time, just keep walking.